So in just a minute, I'm going to mention speckled glazes, but I want to do a quick review here. So what we're looking at is a heart that I drew directly on my bisqueware with the lead pencil you see here. The actual lead that is currently sticking on the bisqueware will burn out in the kiln, so that's good. I won't see evidence of the lead pencil. And I just used it to draw out a heart to give me some guidance when it comes to painting a white glaze heart. So that's what's currently living inside the heart, a glaze called downright white. And right now I'm going to paint a speckled glaze surrounding the heart, kind of random, and it's called Sassy Orange, and it has a yellow base. And it fires slightly similar. Definitely a kind of an orange yellow, almost like an egg yolk yellow background. Now I could continue with my red and green stripes around the heart, and the white heart would act like as an interruption. But instead I'm randomly painting on this speckled yellow glaze. So I've loaded up my paintbrush and I'm currently painting one thin coat. If you see what happens here, I've got a piece of paintbrush hair that is fallen out. That'll burn out in the kiln. So there's never a need to worry if you see a paintbrush hair stuck in your glaze. It's not a big deal. Totally combustible and burns out in the kiln. Now you can see my speckle glaze is starting to dry. I'm trying to show you a close-up here of how the crystals look in a speckle glaze. So that is what makes a difference between a speckle glaze and a solid glaze. You're going to see crystals floating in the glaze, okay? And those crystals, which are small like sand granules, they're going to leave a trail on the glaze in the form of spots or blobs, and that varies from glaze to glaze. Now, certain glazes, as you can see here, also dry so light that they very much blend in with the bisqueware. So you're going to have to double check with a light glaze that you haven't missed a spot. I saw that I missed a spot and I just kind of filled it in with some glaze. And I still currently have a lot of glaze left over on my paintbrush. So I'm still using that right now as my first coat. Some glazes go a long way. You don't have to reload your paintbrush quickly. You can kind of keep using that one coat for a while. Now, I'm purposely layering this speckled glaze called Sassy Orange on top of my tree green, knowing it could do weird things. There could be a weird chemical change. I could have a weird line. Could have a new color show up. Who knows? So you got to keep an open mind because glazing is not an exact science. Okay, we can make predictions with glaze charts that you'll see slides of, but otherwise you kind of need to keep an open mind. Accidents happen, chemical changes occur, but I promise you'll be happy with the results. Most students are, especially when it comes to speckled glazes.